And we are live.
What it do? What it do? What it do? Now it is my favorite time of the week, Monday, 5 p.m. And I guess if you're not in America, it may be a different time, or if you're in a different time zone, it may be a different time. But either way, what's up? First of all, before we get into it, welcome back into America, Jezabel.
Oh my gosh. Yes, you guys back on the USA soil. However, I must say, I don't know. I wouldn't move to Aruba, but I definitely be thinking about like what it would be like to actually live on an island where it's just like summertime year
All the time.
round. Yeah, you know.
Nah, I couldn't live on an island, young. I couldn't live anywhere where it's great to visit for tourism. Or is that tourist? I
Yeah.
couldn't live anywhere near where tourists come or where we have to like share with tourists that come in and ask dumb questions or take up all the cool spots and the good space. Ugh.
Mhm.
Now, if I did have to choose one spot that I could live in, I would probably I could live in Jamaica.
I mean, that would probably be nice. I think that would be nice. But one thing I must say, and I hate to always, sometimes have to bring up the race thing.
Oh,
I feel like for some reason, black people are treated different no matter where you go, all over the world.
oh, 100%. That's not a race issue. That's a fact. That's what we do on the show. We speak facts. Black people are treated differently. And I'll take it one step further. The way a black person looks differentiates the fear of the level of a black person or what they already think about you. I mean, I'm sure a black female got it a little. She got it cool until she starts showing any signs of power and independency. Then they like her. But us black men, we going to another country. They automatically think we're looking for the weed. First of all, I am,
Well,
but that's not all of us.
I would say we did come across some. It wasn't nothing like what we get over here, but it was pretty decent. I mean, it wasn't tough. It was good. I ain't gonna lie. Or maybe I was just drunk, but
Yeah. Let me tell you one thing about what I learned about these island weeds. Did you find what we call here in Atlanta, any za, what you guys call in DMV, any loud pack?
no, we didn't get no Zaw. We got like OG, I guess.
No, you got grown and they got grown in that backyard, Reggie.
Yeah, regulars are good. Yeah,
Regular's not bad when you're out the country though, yeah, because it's like
see in Jamaica I had regular.
Right, me too.
But what I had there, it wasn't right. It wasn't Zaw, but it wasn't like no Reggie Bush. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't. It didn't have that Reggie taste. You know that taste like it's like a plant or something. Like kind of like
yeah.
Backyard.
I ain't gonna lie, yeah, that's what it be tasting like. But it does feel a little bit when I get that type of when I got that type of bud, I felt a little healthier smoking it though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, they call that earth. They call it earth.
Yeah, it felt like it tasted like we were smoking the earth.
Yeah, that's what it should feel like too. It's called earth.
Yeah, I threw it in the trash, but it was definitely a good time while I was in their thing. Now I saw that you did some pretty interesting things, like you went parasailing.
Oh my gosh, I'm so afraid of
you did white extreme sports.
I'm afraid of heights, but I always wanted to do it.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. And then my homegirl, she was just like, it's not that bad. Like she was like, I did it before. She was like, if all three of us go, you could sit in the middle. But it ended up only two people could go at a time. So she was like, you could go with me, because she's done it before. And she was just like, it's all good. And I was up there like, Lord Jesus, girl, y'all, I was praying. I was up there like holding on, like I had my phone. I was scared my phone was gonna drop.
Yo, you are such a sucker. I ain't gonna lie to you though. I would not have done it. I would have done it. The wife did. What's the jump? Zip lining. It's like 86 feet up in the air. And she's like, you go. And I was like, nah, I'm good. Then she did a wall climb and she got all the way up to like, I guess the top. And then they were like, you go. And I was like, nah, I'm good. You know, like I don't do things extreme. I'd be a terrible, like, what remember that joint, the X Games?
Yeah.
I would be terrible at that. I'm not going to lie to you.
But hold up.
Have you ever been parasailing?
Yeah, parasailing, zip lining, 4-wheelers, like that type of shit is fun. That's fun.
See, I'm not doing 4-wheelers. I'm not doing that either.
You don't do roller coasters? You don't do amusement parks?
I do roller coasters only because I can't look like no sucker. But I'm not doing the other stuff like the jet skis, zip lining.
Zip lining is safer.
You see the zip line that broke and all them people fell?
No.
That just happened like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, you don't watch things like that before going zip lining. That's the problem.
I went zip lining, y'all, and I had Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
My camera went out. I'm about to turn my phone on. I'm about to use my phone, but I went zip lining, y'all, and I had a panic. Is it a panic attack? Yeah, I had a panic attack. Like I was like crying, like I felt like I was going to pee on. I was scared as shit, and I was like, let me down. And they was like, you have to finish the course, and I was like, fuck. So the second rope.
Oh yeah, you do got to go all the way through.
The second rope, the tour guy actually went with me, and then after that, everything was water, so I was comfortable. But I wasn't comfortable ziplining over no trees and shit like that.
I ain't gonna lie, I'd have been more scared of the water. I'd have been more scared of the water part. I don't know. I don't know, yeah. It's just something about me. I can swim well, but there's shark. Like the way I learned to swim, it wasn't no elements of sharks and fish in the way. Whales and stuff. I see too much stuff on social media. You see the dude that got ate by the whale kayaking?
Got ate by a whale? A killer whale?
Yeah.
Like one of those big blue whales. It just came from underneath and swallowed them whole. That just happened like 2 weeks ago. Where y'all at? Where y'all not watching this stuff?
Everything that happened 2 weeks ago about zip lining and people get eaten by whales, I missed.
And you see what happened last night or this week, whatever, the people spinning around on that extreme roller coaster fell all the way down.
No, I ain't hear that one.
You ain't see that? The joke with the spinning wheel falling and hurting all them people in India?
No, but see, I have a thing with rides that go in continuous circles.
Okay. What's the thing?
I just don't really like them. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be on nothing that makes me look like it makes me feel dizzy by looking at it. And then I feel like dizziness can come from riding this ride. I don't want to be dizzy.
Well, it's like we got a really, or should I say we got a real, I don't know how to say this, but we got a great show today. I mean, last week's show, we missed it. You know, it was international over waters and it wasn't happening. But we were supposed to get into a real good topic. And I'm not going to lie to you. I was really ready to talk about this. Why guys don't, I guess, what was it, claim their baby mamas and stuff like that?
What you mean? Oh, hold on. What you mean? The clip where he was like that I was talking about when he said something about once she put him on child support, that's it. Like,
yes.
Let's talk to her no more.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we got more interesting topics that fell into our lap this week.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I was all prepared to get on here and talk about God did Jay-Z verse, the longest verse I've heard in a long time.
Can we kind of start there because there was, I mean, I don't know how I kind of felt about it, but I just want to hear y'all perspective.
Now, I will really, I'm gonna tell y'all straight up how I felt about it, and y'all already know it ain't gonna be nice. But J-Money, have you heard it?
Yeah, I just heard it. I just heard it, so like I don't know. I ain't really digest it, but
you didn't digest the. It was like, what did you think about it before I go into it, Jezabel?
No. Oh yeah, I'm about to say. Yeah, let me hear what you think.
We really need. I mean, okay, so I didn't hear the entire verse, of course, and
right.
I need to listen to the full verse before I actually really say, you know, what I want to say. But so much for what I heard, I kind of just felt like, did we need the boasting, or like, is that boasting, or is he just reminding us of the work?
Well, I guess he's reminding us of things that we already know that Jay-Z's done. Let me tell y'all, I'm with you on it. Did we need that? And can I be clear, young? Like Jay-Z's 50. I think Jay-Z had like a senior moment in the booth, right? That's like when he just kept rambling and rambling and rambling and rambling and he kept on saying, "Oh yeah, I made this," and "Oh yeah, don't forget I made this," and I said I made 4 bars ago, and "Oh yeah, don't forget I did this." Still talking about what I did 8 bars ago. He's really good at storytelling and putting stuff together. But I was like, dang. Then the topic started coming up about Wayne's verse and whose verse was better. And I'm like, okay, it definitely don't sound like they was all in the studio together when they made that record. It sounded like Jay got his hands on it first, did his bit on it, and it just still wasn't strong enough. So then they went and got Ross and Lil Wayne on it. But I could be wrong. It could be the other way around. But whatever the case may be, that was a long record, but it was one of the best verses that Jay-Z has spit in a very, very long time.
What you think? Now, I only heard it one time, so to be honest with you, I felt like how you were saying at first, like, do we really need this? You know what I'm saying? Like, when I listen to songs, I'm like, all right, is it one of these songs I'm going to put on repeat? Did he have bars that were capturing, like, damn, what'd he say? Those triple and double entendres. You know what I'm saying? I listened to it and I was just like, all right, cool.
Well, the verse that everybody's tripping off of is him saying that he brought us the first billionaires or something like that.
Yeah, he said he was the first billionaire, which I like a lot of people to understand something that Jay-Z does not talk about a lot. He may be the first billionaire, but that was through being a power couple. Him and his wife together made the billion first. But that's all power moves, thanking the Queen Bee and his murder situation of why that happened. You know, but I was sitting there saying something when I heard that song. Then the next day, Dame Dash interview came out. Did y'all see Dame Dash interview?
Oh no, I didn't see that.
No, I think is that the one I heard about or something? No, I didn't see it.
He feels like he was robbed by Jay-Z and pretty much everything taken from him, but off some snake stuff. Now, I started thinking about that verse. I'm like, all right, well, without Dame's proceedings to do what he did with Jay, there would be no billionaire Jay-Z. Without Dame taking the time and actually getting that paperwork done with Kanye, there would be no billionaire Kanye.
Right.
There would be no Rihanna. So it's like, who is really the house that builds billionaires? Is it Dame Dash, or should we be giving the credit to Jay-Z for doing the work? It's an interesting situation, but Jay-Z is America's greatest hustler. I give him that.
Who do you think? I mean, I think both of them deserve credit somehow, some way.
I think they both deserve credit too, but it somehow seems like Dame Dash will never get the credit that he deserves for the stuff or the work that he put in.
Now, I think.
Stop asking for it.
I mean, all right. I think it's more to it than, you know what I'm saying, what we just see, because a lot of people get titles confused and what people's jobs are confused, right? So they think that their manager is supposed to be the one to book all of their shows. Like, nah, that's your booking agent. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was Dame's role and what was Jay-Z's role? And I feel like without either one of them, they wouldn't have been where either one of them is at. You know what I'm saying? This for Kanye and Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Like, you need people on your team to play those different roles and play those different parts, so you can get to, you know what I'm saying, elevate to the level that you need to get to. Now, to say that years later, I feel like it's a long time, but to say even 20 years later that Jay-Z stole, or, you know what I'm saying, this was stolen from me, I feel like, no, y'all played y'all role. You know what I'm saying? Y'all played y'all role at the time for what y'all needed to do. And don't be upset that this person was like, all right, I see an avenue going this way, and they went down that path, and you went down the other path and got stuck. Like, you can't blame anybody for that 20 years later. Like,
Yeah, but you know what though? Like honestly, let's get into like what we do on this podcast for a reason, for a second, right? When we think about that model that was done 20 years ago with dude seeing an artist struggling and two guys getting together and saying, hey, we're gonna fund this, you be the talent, let's get this together, let's make this happen. That happened 20 years ago. Now we see today where those two are not friends. Only the artist is the beneficiary of that deal. And we don't really see any more people investing in their friends or taking chances and playing roles anymore like that. Right. When we put it in perspective, I believe that a lot of that is due to the fact of the blueprint that was put out by Rockefeller Records and how everything went down with Rockefeller Records and a lot of the black owned record labels that were coming up back in the early days. That's why a lot of the 30-year-olds that are in the rap game now, 35-year-olds that are in the rap game now, act like they don't need nobody. They all like, I could do it all myself. I could take care of this all by myself, without acknowledging the work that was done by a person like Dame Dash.
Right.
We don't know. I don't see any indie artists looking for a person like Dame Dash anymore.
Right. But see, that's what I'm saying. At the time, that was needed. Now they're thinking that that's not needed. And, I could do this myself, or I can market myself, and I could do this without. I don't need you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need somebody else. I can do everything on my own. That is what the game has changed to. But if you look back at the time, they all needed each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, now that they don't need each other, that's why they can even say something like that.
Yeah, I'm inclined to go exactly the way you're going with this, but take it one step further. Because like I always say to people, the blueprint never changes on how to be successful in this game.
Right.
No matter what tools are put out there, those tools are to be utilized by a team of people, not by one person.
Exactly.
I was watching this house show earlier, this house where they go in to sell their house, and one of the people come on and she said, I hired someone to renovate my house and it's been taking them 4 years to do it. Immediately we all started saying, 4 years? Wow, we've seen houses built in 100 days. We've seen houses renovated in 2 hours. You know, we watch HGTV, stuff like that. We started understanding, like, why did it take her 4 years to get a house renovated or redone when it takes people in hours? Well, it's simply the investment and the ability to put a lot more hands on the job than, necessarily one person.
Right.
So we all acknowledge that more hands are better than one. But what I've realized is it's not about people not acknowledging that they need help, young. We know that, right? It's about people acknowledging that they don't want. It's about us having to acknowledge that people don't want to pay people.
They don't. People are cheap. People are cheap.
Cheap.
People are scared of the word budget.
It ain't even like JMoney. It ain't even cheap anymore, bro. It's flat out, downright selfish people.
Mm-hmm. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, perfect. We can hear you.
All right.
See, the thing is, people don't know what it costs to be the boss, and then when it does come to the cost, they don't want to pay their dues. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want to steal books from the library, and then when the library sends them a bill, like, we was giving you these books for free, but since you didn't return them, we charged you 25 cents a day. And then when it comes time to pay your fees, you can't get no more books from the library. But see, I'm speaking old terms. People don't even go to libraries no more. They think everything is on Google. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just giving an example. Like, people don't understand that it costs to be the boss, and if you can't pay that cost, then you're not really a boss.
But like, let's challenge that theory right there. People don't understand that it costs to be the boss, and I want any person to tell me who do they go to if the paycheck is late on payday.
The boss. You go to the boss. Like, what do you mean? Who else?
Oh no, you been muted. You been muted on the Jezabel.
The accountant, you know what I'm saying? HR personnel. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's people that you can go to depending on where you work in. HR
Correct.
personnel. You might go to the accountant. You might go to checks payable or
Man,
the boss.
you going to the boss. My check ain't right. Yo,
Accounts payable or the
that's the
boss.
only reason y'all get a job. You get a job because you understand the boss. A lot of people back out because they understand I can't pay people. So let me go into a situation where I'm going to get paid.
Right.
And that could be the workforce, wherever the case may be. As long as their hustle matches, it's not a problem. I know I beat on a lot of people, but I'm like, hey, as long as your hustle matches what you give the people, then you good. But a lot of people do not want to do. They understand the cost to be the boss. That's why they all say I'm trying to get a deal, and the ones that say I'm not trying to get a deal, they tend to go about it all differently without any type of strategy or any type of game plans in place.
Mm.
Can you
So you
hear me now?
talking about?
Yes.
Let me turn my shit up. All right.
Which like brings me to a major point when you start thinking about building and you start thinking about like the structure of you as an artist, you as an entity. You have to think about so much stuff like right now. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't think about what everybody else is doing. You have to think about what the people that you want to do or the people that are doing what you want to do are doing.
Let's talk about this because this is a topic that I really love to touch on. This is talking about the independent artists and the artists who sign. You know what I'm saying? So what's the difference between that independent artist who may be scared of that word budget or not know how to financially invest in themselves and that artist who's like, yeah, let me get signed with a label because they do all this work for me. What is the key? You know what I'm saying? It's a bridge right there. You know what I'm saying? And what is it that the independent artists aren't learning from the artists who are signed, or the artists that are signed aren't learning from the independent? Because then when those artists' contract goes up, they don't know what the hell to do. They dropping music. They're like, how come I'm not getting streams? Like, how come
What we
nobody?
all, I think we all are learning that what they don't understand is staffing to make the artist successful. I mean, we know if you go into a record label, you getting 5, 6 different departments that's helping you do one
Thing.
goal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one goal. And the thing about it, like I said, like a lot of indie artists right now, they're only focused on their goals. Like you just dropped the album right now, and it's like, okay, this is my strategy. This is my game plan to how this is going to work. What happens as an artist when you're with a label, you just have to turn in the music and they're telling you this is the game plan in which things are going to work.
Right.
So because they're telling you what to do, you're an employee, they're paying you and they're paying everyone else to do whatever they got to do. But of course, because you still are in charge of your own career, fellow win, you're still responsible for all of these people that have to get paid under what you do.
Right.
It's like a subdivision.
Right. So that's, you know what I'm saying, knowing your percentages, knowing how to do your splits, knowing how to, you know what I'm saying, pay off your people.
What is too much? What is too much of a percentage to give to um, people working on the project? What do you think?
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I learned some new stuff over the, you know what I'm saying, the last couple months or years, and I feel like no percentage is too much if it's making money, right? So if you give somebody a percentage, and if by you giving them that percentage, instead of you making 100%, you making 150%, they're cool. Why not give them, you know what I'm saying, whatever, you know what I'm saying, whatever you feel like they worth. Or if you know what I'm saying, you gave that percentage to somebody else, and then you started making 200% more than what you was making before, then why not give them, you know what I'm saying, that percentage? So I feel like
I find it
I was like,
interesting.
now at one point I was just like, yeah, it's the 80-20 rule, like nope, no more than 20%. They trying to finesse you if it's more than 20%. But I'm like, shit, if they about to get me 100% more in sales or 300% more, why not give them? Here, you can have 50%. Here, you can have 25%. Here, you want more than 20%? Here, if you're making me more in percentage than what I was making before, my, you know what I'm saying, my business mindset has changed. Because before I was just like, nah, that's bullshit. They trying to work you. You know
You
what I
know
mean?
That's interesting because I think DJ Academics was just talking about that earlier. He was talking about how the artists in the beginning, everybody's okay with the 80-20 split. Like it's all good until you get that $10 million deal or whatever. And now it's time for you to give whoever 2 million. And then at that point, once the artists blow up, they feel like the person isn't worth that amount of money, even though it's still 20%.
Right.
Yeah, because they
You
start
see what I'm
feeling
saying?
like. I mean, like I get. The thing is, if you go into a 5-year deal or a 5-album deal, 3-album deal, right?
Okay.
The first album you go into with a total lack of knowledge,
Right.
total lack of, right? By the second album, you start to figure out, okay, this is maybe how this moves, but you still don't know. By the third album, you may got it all together, but why is it that most artists, once they leave their major deals and go independent, they flop? I.e.,
Mm.
the
you
game
know
only sold 19,000 units.
you know why?
This is one of the top selling artists in the world.
You
You
know
said
why?
who?
The game, last album, 19,000 units,
You know exactly why.
which was Rick Ross only did 30,000 units in his first week.
You know why though? Because at that point they think that they no longer need the team. They think they no longer need a marketing team. They think they no longer need a booking agent. They think they no longer need the DJs. They think that, okay, I got millions of followers. I could drop this and everybody's just going to automatically listen.
Right.
They're going to automatically put me on their playlist. Like, I'm Rick Ross. I'm the boss. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've been making songs since every day I'm hustling. Like, they're going to have to play this, but not realizing that when they drop those songs, how much money and how much people on their team were pushing this forward. Like, we believe in you because we know we're getting 20%. So 20% of $1 million is a lot more than I got. Let's push this.
Let's look at an artist like
It's the value, man. Like, you got to look at the value of yourself as an artist. Think of yourself as a brand. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but that's something more.
No, like, listen, food stores have closed. Like, you don't see as many food lines as you do Giants. Shoppers are closing. Like, certain stores are closing because their brand is falling off. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's certain brands that are sticking around. Like, Walmart is sticking around. CVS is sticking around. Rite Aids are closed. You know what I'm saying? They sold the same thing that CVS did. Why is it that CVS can still be open, but Rite Aid is closed? What is it about their business module that kept them going and the other ones fell off?
Well, I mean, like, when you really, that's the idea of it, but the reality of it is, if you take it back 100% and you own 100%, 100% of 19,000 is still better than an indie artist that ain't doing no numbers.
No numbers, yep.
Especially if you lock it all in with the reality of you can still get paid off touring, so all you need to do is just put out a project. So that doesn't even matter about that part. The reality of it is, like you said, there is no team behind it like that team. None of us understand the realities of what's going to happen 5-10 years down the road. And I don't think that any black person really respectively plans 10 years down the road.
I think having like a 5-year plan is usually, at least in knowing what direction you want to go, should be something in the agenda.
Man, I'm gonna tell y'all what I think about 5-year plans. They can go to hell. I mean, what has COVID taught us, y'all?
What do you mean 5-year plans can go to hell?
What has COVID taught us? If in not anything, time flies. I mean, it seemed like just yesterday, JMoney, it was 2018, and we was all down at the goddamn Base Lounge. That seemed like just like yesterday. But when we really think about it, it's been almost, 5 years? It was 2022 now. That's already 5 years.
Well, it's about to be 2023 and
less than 3 months. So when we really think about this stuff in perspective, a 5-year plan means jack.
Well, okay,
Bullshit.
but some type of plan. You can't just say, I mean, you got to have some type of vision of where you want to end up at. And I think that's where the 5-year plan comes into play.
Yeah.
It's not day by day 5-year plan. It's kind of like in 5 years, I'm going to end up here. Not I hope to end up there, because you got to speak it into existence.
Right.
I'm going
So
to be here in 5 years. And within that, and your plan could be flexible. It doesn't have to be something that you have to stick to. Like, you have to leave room for error. So I
What
kind of
I
still do
what
believe
I think
in
here's
I
the
have
thing.
a lot of
a
what I have a
vision.
problem with the 5 year plans. This is my problem with it, right? It's like this: 5 years, I want to be here,
Right.
and you have to spend the next 5 years locking in to be that. You know what I'm saying? But the reality of it is, we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
So listen, this is why I say both of y'all are right and both of y'all are wrong, right? Because you're right. You never do know what's going to happen, but you do need to plan. But you also need to plan to expect the unexpected, because the unexpected always happens. Every time you
Hmm.
make a plan, you know things don't always go as planned. Some
Right.
unexpected bullshit happens. A flat tire,
Hmm.
some type of shit happens. But you need to be
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
prepared for that. You know what I'm saying? So when you're preparing for your future, you need to be prepared for the unexpected, but you still can't just say, I'm gonna go out here with no plan, with no goal in mind. Nah, that's wild.
You
You
think a goal is a plan?
if you're
I
saying if
mean,
I'm saying a 5 year goal, yeah, I have a plan that in 5 years I'm gonna be having this. I'm gonna have a new car. I'm gonna have a you know what I'm saying something. Don't
I
just
think
you're not just out here like what the fuck. Nah, you have some type of goal. You have some type of plan.
I
If
done
you don't
stop
believe in
planning.
if you don't believe in oh I'm not gonna plan, I'm just gonna wake up tomorrow and I don't know, I want a mansion, but I'm not gonna work towards getting it. I'm not gonna try to save up. I'm not gonna do anything throughout my day each day to try to move me towards this goal. You know what I'm saying? I think that something is wrong. You need to have some type of smart goal.
hmm
Some type.
I mean, if you wake up every day and you just get to it, and you want a mansion, get a mansion. If you're getting to it and doing what you're supposed to be doing, the idea to me nowadays is people are doing too much planning and not enough doing.
Okay.
Y'all have to start getting, like, we have to start getting to it.
hmm
You know, like, I know people right now still planning album releases, and I'm still waiting on the album. I know people right now still planning to start LLCs and start businesses, and it's just a website click away. You know, like it's too much planning going on right now. We,
I,
we, we plan it, we plan it, we plan it, we plan it, we plan it.
Yeah, I call that analysis paralysis
I call it
mhm.
procrastination.
Yeah,
or
it's
paralysis
both.
analysis. Yeah,
That's
whatever
why they
you
both
call
start with a P.
it. Yeah.
Hmm.
You're analyzing the shit so much that you paralyze. You're stuck in the same place. Because when all is
Hmm.
said and done, more is always said than done. You just sitting
You,
there thinking about it so
Hmm.
much that you can't even do shit. Like one time I was doing a photo shoot, and the photographer was blowing me because he kept telling me shit that I was like, bro, are you taking the pictures or like you just telling me what you're gonna do? Because he's like, I'm gonna hold the camera like this, right? And then I'm gonna turn it this way. So when you move, I'm gonna get the shot. Like, hold up, bro.
uh,
Hold up, bro. Like,
y'all needed a goddamn picture rehearsal.
Mm.
yeah, just take the pictures, bro, so I can get, you know what I'm saying, so I can get going. Like, why are you discussing?
I know. Just tell me I'm ugly and you can't get the picture I want.
Yeah, speak for yourself. But you know what I'm saying? It's basically, you know what I'm saying? Let them know. Like,
Well, guys, I kind of wanted to segue into. Did y'all hear about DaBaby?
Bruh, I heard about the baby.
so he's canceled again?
No, he's not canceled.
No.
But apparently his cancellation hasn't went out to everyone that he's back on again. Because only
Mm.
500 people seem to buy those tickets. You can't make those type of rants. And listen, can we let's talk about something. We're at the point now where $500 500 people is not enough people to perform in front of. Whew.
That's a lot of people.
Well, as a big star like that, when usually you're hoping that,
You get thousands, ten
yeah,
thousands.
like you see how he performs at festivals and stuff like that. So you're expecting, he's a popping artist. Well, I want to kind of like shed some type of energy.
Is he a
Well,
popular artist?
from some of the people and some of the tweets from the people in New Orleans, they said that, they like DaBaby. However, some people just not really rocking to come out for DaBaby in that area.
Correct.
And it could have been that. It could have been bad. promotion. It could have been a number of things that occurred, but he ended up canceling the show because they sold less than 500 ticks
Now,
in New Orleans.
now, even as an independent artist, when you do shows, it's certain things that you look for. Like, what is your expected outcome? Do you expect to see 100 people? Do you expect to see 500 people? And you know what I'm saying? If you're not meeting the numbers, you might not know. It might be costing him more to throw that show than to cancel it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he has to pay for lights and sound and the DJ and all this other stuff.
And you talk about the promoter?
I'm talking about DaBaby. You know what I'm saying? Like if he has to pay for all of these things and he's thinking he's going to make a certain amount and he only had 500 people show up, he might be making more money by canceling the show than having to pay all of these people for putting on a show for not the amount that he expected. If he has to pay for security.
I mean, but he's DaBaby. How can he not sell more than 500 tickets? Like,
why is DaBaby ain't popping no more? 500 tickets is a lot for DaBaby, I believe. I believe that's actually in Louisiana. That's not his hometown, you know. But come on, let's just be real. DaBaby's time, he chose to use his time in stardom and do a lot of other antics besides give us hot music.
Mm-hmm. So do you think he's still canceled, or you think that plays a part in why people not coming out? Because
so I don't believe that DaBaby is canceled. I just believe that he's played out. Right? Mm-hmm. Like, you're a long way from the hits of 2019 when you was killing it, and 2020 when you was killing it. I mean, 2 years out, you haven't given us another bop, right? Without another bop, your antics that you do, it's like athletes and their off-field antics. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if you can score 30 points a game. If you keep getting suspended or if you staying out the game because you're in trouble, no one wants to invest in that. And it's like we have to understand something. Mainstream artists are under the exact same restraints as indie artists are. There is no bridge when it comes to consistency and how you give it to the people. Unfortunately, the same way indie artists, like, I have to think about this. Oh, when is my next record going to drop? Because John, Mike, Ryan, Susan, Sharon, Sally, everyone is dropping in between that can make a record that makes my record unmemorable, makes it irrelevant. And the thing about it is, a lot of people, y'all don't understand. Super fans, right? Super fans are not in one place. No. They are spread all over the world. So unless you've created thousands and thousands of super fans in every state, you can't expect that. And no artist is going to become or gain that type of notoriety without being relatable to the people. None of us can relate to DaBaby. None of us can walk out and feel like we can freely shoot our op for walking up into us at the Walmart. We feel like, hell, they're gonna take me down at the Walmart. You feel me? None of us are out here can relate to a person who has all of this and still getting into street fights, like beating on people, like, in and out of jail and paying out. None of us can relate to that. We can relate to your story in the beginning when you first came out, a young up and coming artist willing to do whatever it takes to get on and protect himself. Oh, we can relate to that. But now we look at it like, bro, you're beating on people's brother. You're locking girls in the house. And
what does the music have to? What does his antics have to do with his talent?
The sad thing about it is, right, none of us in no realm are not based on our personal feelings anymore. None of us. I mean, there are restaurants that you won't eat at if you hear a CEO say something racist. There's businesses that we will start boycotting the business if they do something in their own home that we hear about. Everybody is personally attacked by our personal feelings. And why? Because the market right now, if I want a shirt, I don't have to go to Tommy Hilfiger. I don't have to go to Polo. I don't have to go to Louis Vuitton. If I want an urban shirt, I don't have to go to Hobo Shooters. I can call my mans up, make me a shirt real quick, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, so why do I have to take your mess? You better make me like you.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all don't understand something. The reason why the Beehive is so huge is because people know around Christmas, Beyonce going to go shut down Walmart and make sure all the kids in Houston got some toys.
Mm-hmm.
Beyonce going to feed the people come Thanksgiving. Beyonce going to make sure the kids got costumes and Halloween time. She going to make sure they got backpacks and back to school stuff going back to school time. You know, like if you're not making yourself relatable, I call it kissing babies and taking pictures. You might as well go ahead. You might as well go ahead and kiss them.
No, you just hit it on the nose because really it's the value of the artist. Because like I'm gonna tell you, I made $600 in one day setting up barriers at the Drake concert. I made $600 one day setting up barriers at a concert. You feel what I'm saying? So that showed me that the value of shit. If Drake comes in town, I know I can make $600 a day. Some people work a whole week just to make $600. If I could do that in 3 hours, I'm like, shit, this is worth something. This artist is worth something when he comes in town. You see what I'm saying?
Of course.
Even when you saying, oh, if Beyonce is like, oh yeah, everybody's gonna get fit. People want to go see Oprah Winfrey because you get in the car. You get if they giving out, you know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, what's the benefit of, you know what I'm saying, going to do that? And artists don't realize that independently you could do that. If you want to throw your own show at your own club and you're like, shit, I'm gonna go spend $100 at the bar, and instead of me buying a bottle, that's gonna be all right. The next 10 people drinks on me. You just paid for drinks for 10 people at the bar. You know what I'm saying? It's ways you can set it up. Make sure you get the DJ a drink because he's the one playing your music. Hey, can you play my songs, man? What you drinking? But people aren't thinking about how to market themselves and make sure that they leave their stand. And even if you don't have merchandise, how to keep your brand and your stamp, and your, you know what I'm saying, your value there. But people are just like, oh, all right, cool. That's what I'm saying. If DaBaby had to cancel it, you don't know that maybe it's like, oh shit, I had to try to pay these people and I couldn't. Or you know what I'm saying? I was trying to set it up to do it like this, and 500 people wasn't cutting the budget.
So, like in our comment section, he said that he doubts it because when Gucci did the blackface, people boycotted it, but later people were back buying it. Why were people back buying Gucci? It wasn't a boycott. It was letting Gucci know we're mad. Gucci fixed it, put all our rappers in their newest fads, newest trends, and everybody was happy about it.
Which is bullshit.
Listen. It's not bullshit because they heard our cries. You know what I'm saying? That's all everybody want now.
But
no, listen. Nobody expects to not be offended anymore. People expect for you to make amends off your offense.
Why make a big hollow about it if you just gonna still go back and spend your money with them, regardless if they apologize? Like,
because it's like you ever been in a situation where you may have hit somebody and like you knew for a fact that you felt good about popping them, but you get in trouble and they're like, look, just apologize, and you give them that, I'm sorry. and 9 times out of 10, now you're out of trouble. No one tends to matter until you go off and pop off somebody again. Then your apology may have to be more sincere. Okay. But at the end of the day, your first pop off, you may not never have to do that again if you do it right the first time. If you test it right the first time. If I beat this person's tail the first time, I may not never have to get into a fight again, which will never have to put me in the position to be like, I'm sorry again. So, I mean, like, when you're a powerhouse and you feel like you can do anything because everyone loves you, you're going to start testing the markets. And you're not just testing the market to your highest sellers. You're trying to get the other people into your highest selling market as well. So if you know for a fact that you have your apologies in the gun, and you know for a fact that you're not gonna make these mistakes again, then it's no harm, no foul.
Okay.
I mean, there's no reason why. I mean, there's a big reason why Tommy Hilfiger and Ralph Lauren came out after I was a damn kid when I heard they were racist and they only wanted white people to list up. But they came out and said, we never said that this a year ago. We never said that. I don't know who made that up and why it got.
Shit, I still rock Tommy Hilfiger jeans back in the day. I ain't get that.
You start to see a lot more and more people in Tommy Hilfiger. But
Yes,
it all starts with adhering to people's personal feelings now. Listen, you see this tour, Nicki. You see the interview with Nicki Minaj said Future doesn't even pop or do these type of drugs, and he's telling everyone that he does so he can sell records. I'm sitting there like, well, what did you do? What were you doing? Super bass?
I mean,
the selling of perception, the perception of people's illusions have always sold and will for always sell to today and long after I'm gone. I mean, indie artists, there's a lot of indie artists, y'all have to understand, there's a lot of indie people that do not just music, but that bake cakes, that make clothes, that do detailing, that will not adhere to a person's personal persona. They like, it's our business, take it or leave it. You'd support them. If it was them, you'd support them. Y'all new businesses, take that slogan out of your dictionary. Alright? Because see, y'all don't understand when y'all say you don't ask Walmart or you don't ask Gucci, you don't ask these places for deals. Y'all do know that those places do a lot of charitable work and philanthropist work that y'all haven't even scratched the surface on doing before you started to talk about.
But see, for me, it'd be quality. You know what I'm saying? Like quality and service. Ideally, when you spend a lot of money in certain places, they tend to have better customer service. Granted, there may be some racial situations, but overall, I would say 60% of the time, you're getting great service. Even I was telling my mom about I think is it Neiman's, Saks or Bloomingdale's, like those high-end stores. You buy something, you don't like it, you take it back, you know what I'm saying? Like, it don't be too much fuss over it. It's just like, oh, okay, here's your store credit or whatever the case may be. With certain urban brands, it's always attitude, bickering, it'd be a lot. It'd be a lot. And sometimes I get pissed because I'm like, yo, this always happens when I try to, support my own people. Like it's always some back and forth. Or they overcharge you.
Of course. Well, see, the thing about it is I know they don't overcharge because half of them don't know about wholesaling. A lot of people don't, a lot of them don't understand distribution and getting things at the price that they try to get them at. A lot of things that people are doing now are DIY, all built up, all handwork. You know what I'm saying? And until they get into the point where they can make it easier, they're trying to not only charge you for the product, but charge you for the time that it takes for them to make the product, which is like weird because it's like, geez.
No. People are going on Alibaba or whatever, buying 100 set hoodies or maybe 10, let's say a 20 set hoodies, different sizes for about $15. But then they're charging, and then to make, I guess some of them had a little machine, and it's not even embroidery, it's like iron on patches, and they're charging you fucking $80 for a fucking hoodie. that they just ironed on the I understand if you get it embroidered or whatever that word is, like sewn in or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
you
You're
can't
ironed on
charge
the
me
past.
$80 for a hoodie that I'm only gonna be not even gonna be able to wear next year after I wash it 10
What you
times.
have to understand is what has happened is the information, right? So, like, once they gave out all these things, like the stimulus package, work from home. Oh, we'll still pay you the same amount for doing the same work from home. Oh, we could do this,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to put more money. So they now everything costs more. That's why their houses cost more. The cost of rent's going up. Everything's going up, and you're like, why
This
is
before
everybody
I'm
trying
talking
to do
about, but
this?
even before the pandemic, people, you know, when everybody started popping up with clothing brands or now,
Yeah,
now the food, even with the food, I understand. Sometimes I understand the prices, but sometimes it be like, damn, like this is a little bit much,
it's
you
Especially
ridiculous.
for
know.
takeout. Like, bro,
It's
I ain't
ridiculous.
even sitting down, bro. Like,
Hmm.
for some of the prices that they charge you for those food joints, I feel like someone should walk out, his name should be gone song, and I should get a seat, and me and my lady should be able to sit down and enjoy a meal before I go home. And like with these prices, they
Yeah,
Hmm.
tripping.
yeah.
They are really tripping. But
Hmm.
but hey, like I said, I get it. There's no research being done. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are jumping into things because of the assumption that someone else is making more than them.
Hmm.
They're
Exactly.
like, hold up, wait a minute. He,
What?
he got paid $500 for that show. Oh nah, I'm about to start rapping.
Who got paid $500 for
That's
what
the
show?
mentality of people.
Oh.
They don't start rapping because they don't start doing anything because it's no longer like, oh, I got a passion for this. You know, so
Hmm.
like I'm not gonna lie to y'all. And the reason why I preach to a lot of people about following your dreams because I don't believe a lot of y'all are following your dreams. I believe a lot of people follow the dollar signs.
Hmm.
What they believe is going to make them money.
Right.
You know, like it's ironic. Like my wife, she's in the medical field. You know what I'm saying? She was
Hmm.
sitting home during COVID, making her money doing like medical billing, medical coding, and stuff like that, trying to just, suffice and stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, like, I thought you said you want to act, And she's like, I really do, but I got this job and I got to take care of this. I said, no, screw that job. If you want to make money and you're in the city to do it, like, get to acting. She makes more money than she did in the medical field acting.
Hmm.
But she was afraid to step out on that and follow that dream of hers because of the realities around her.
Hmm.
Or what she thought was her realities, and now she realizes that realities are what we make them.
You know how many people I meet traveling, and when I meet people, like they just tell me like, yeah, just one day I just decided like, I wanted to do this, and I just up and moved, and now I'm here, and I'm doing exactly
Yeah.
what I want to do. Like from all over the world, people move here. Not even just that, just all over the country. I had met a lady. I think she was from Gary, Indiana. She used to live here in Silver Spring, and then she ended up moving to Atlanta. And she was just like, "Yeah, I just all my family's in Indiana. Just like I just followed, whatever I wanted, wherever I wanted to go. It wasn't one city wasn't for me, so I just went ahead and moved on. I was like, like you got to take a chance on life. Like you cannot just sit around and let opportunities pass you by. Like if you really want to do something and you're passionate about it, like you gotta get out there and actually like just do it,
Yeah,
and everything
yeah.
else will fall in place for real, for real.
It's amazing that those are like literally kind of like the facts, though. Fear of everything stops us from doing a lot of stuff that we really
No,
just.
but I mean, if you're comfortable being uncomfortable and doing things that you never did, because if you're saying you want to do something that you never did, you're gonna have to be uncomfortable. You're gonna have
Yeah.
to learn, you know what I'm saying? Like there's times where I went on set and I had to work with the fight choreographer, you know what I'm saying, to get through a fight scene. Even though I was just a stand there. And I'm like, damn, I still gotta learn the fight choreography.
I mean, people need to learn how to like not be afraid. Not be afraid to go out on those limbs. I mean, if I love cooking, and a lot of these people do love cooking. But I think a lot of them don't got food licenses, and they're just starting food businesses. A lot of these people with the shirt businesses don't have their companies handled right. Don't know, you know what I'm saying? Don't got. So it's a lot of little stuff. Like I don't understand. Like go out instead of doing all of this stuff. Get yourself legitimized and find out how. Of course, if you're talking about making your own shirts, then you're not going to follow a Walmart's model.
Right.
I mean, if you're trying to make low-end urban shirts, then you can follow a shooter's model. Get you a store. Get you a couple of machines in the back and start popping them out and telling people to pull up to the store. Then one day you buy two, and then you buy more. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to be high end, though, then you have to look at those Gucci's and know their stories and how they done it and how they went about doing it. A lot of them spend a lot of time internationally to get these, visions and things like that. But I mean, come on, people! Like we at the point now where when I heard Kanye had a job at Gap, like an actual job where he has to go into the office and work. Shit.
Where now?
Yes, right now. Currently.
Wow.
Currently. Listen, I heard Nick Cannon has an office as a desk at Universal. A desk. That they actually be like, all right, put this paperwork in, handle this, take care of this, please. This is Nick Cannon. Has a cubicle. A damn cubicle.
I didn't even know that. Wow.
Precisely with the cubicle, but yes, he has an office.
He has a desk.
So guys,
LL Cool J never worked for Gap. LL Cool J could never work for Gap. He's not fashionably inclined. Now, let me tell you something. There was something very interesting that I saw on this week's lineup was a wild lineup. I'm gonna go ahead and just say that. But go ahead and go on. What's the next segue we got here?
Oh yeah, I was about to say. Okay, I know I sent you this list. Like I don't know what I was doing. I was probably drunk on a boat somewhere, and
on a boat.
I was looking at this article and I was like, oh my gosh, we gotta definitely go through this list because this list kind of rubbed my elbows the wrong way because a lot of my favorite rappers are on this list. And this list, of course, is what would you say?
I said, unfortunately.
And this list is the 50 worst rappers of all times.
Yep, I seen that list. Now,
did you see the list, JMoney?
Whose name? Now, whose name is not on that list that you think should be on that list? And I want to tell y'all, I love the list. I think it was accurate.
I don't know.
Lil Mama was on that list, right?
Let me see. I don't see her.
It was definitely a good list. Like I got the list right here.
It was. I don't see Lil Mama on here.
Well, I got
so
the list.
You think she should have been on there?
Yeah, Lil Mama definitely should have been on here because they could take Future off of here. Future don't belong on here. That's disrespectful.
I don't know. Y'all can't. Oh, here you go.
Yeah, they said Master P should be off.
Nah, Master P's a good person on the list.
Nah, what was his name?
Cardi B being on this list was disrespectful. Future being on this list, highly disrespectful.
Gucci being on this list is highly disrespectful. Young Thug being on this list is highly disrespectful.
See, what they should have said is Fat Gucci, because Skinny Gucci shouldn't be on this list. Fat Gucci.
Who else?
Any list with Chingy should not have Future Cardi B on it.
Yeah, Chingy and
Easy should not be on this list. Tony,
I had an interesting time when I saw this. Yin Yang Twins. They both got put as a group.
Whistle while you twerk.
No, but they were pretty horrible. But for my guy, Silk the Shocker, to be number one on that list,
that makes sense.
At the top of
yes,
he
definitely.
Listen, Silk the Shocker was the best artist in No Limit.
No,
bro, you are tripping big clown shoes. No.
Who was?
Fiend.
Fiend?
Yes.
No.
And Mystical.
Nah.
And I don't know. I like Master P. I like how he rap.
Mystical had some good records, but man, Silk the Shocker touched the commercial side that was like he touched the side that could be on the radio, that could be in the club, that could come around to your high school tour.
So Uzi Vert is on here, and people is going crazy over his mohawk. I mean, how far is too far when it goes to fashion and being an artist? I mean, I think it's okay for people to express themselves. I don't know why people are going crazy over this mohawk. Now, did you guys hear about that?
I did, and I want to tell people this, right? Y'all have to stop putting all young black lyrical people as rappers. Because that's their problem, right? That's why they have a problem with it. Ain't got no damn problem when Travis Barker was walking down the road with his mohawk. He's a rock star. So little Uzi Vert is a rock star. How many times does he have to keep telling us this? Y'all have to stop this because we black and we look away. We rappers. So that's the box. We have to talk about why is there a box on how rappers should look? Why is there a box on how R&B artists should look? I was in the dealership one day. Yeah, I was standing in the dealership one day, and this guy walks up to me. He said, "You're an artist." I said, "Yes, sir, I'm an artist." He said, "I don't know why I want to say this, but you're an R&B singer?" I said, "No, sir, I rap." I said, "Why'd you say I'm an R&B singer?" He said, "Oh, you don't look like no rapper." I was like, "Whoa, wow." I gave R&B vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like 100% people have stigmas on how we should look. And I like Uzi for breaking down those. I actually like a lot of the artists that are breaking down those modes of how artists should look. Like I said, I am pushing to know genres. I want genres to be just like taken down and just be called music. Because right now we've been
genres to be taken down.
Yeah, I don't think that separating music and genres makes music fair for the consumer. For the people that want to hear music, I think that breaking it down in genres make it unfair. I believe that all of these websites that cater to it like that make it unfair. It's a shame that I can hear great music playing a game on 2K, playing the game on Madden, playing GTA, and I have to research it, and I find out that these are from young artists, but I never get to hear it because my Spotify maybe has a hip hop button, and it keeps telling you about artists that sound like this, as opposed to just playing all the new music that just dropped, or any new music that dropped. When you hit on the new music section, I mean, like. It's a lot of times that I just hit the new music Friday playlist, which plays from all genres and no genre, and I find music in there that I'm like, wow, this is a great song.
Now, have either of you guys as artists been late to your set and kind of been skipped or told that because you were late you cannot perform?
JMoney?
Because you are late, you cannot perform?
Yeah.
Like,
have you ever been late?
Like you had a set and it was an organized
event,
concert, organized event, and you got there maybe a couple minutes late, and they told you, well, because your set time is past, you can't perform.
Because I was getting paid, I haven't been in a situation like that.
I'm gonna tell you straight up. As a youngin, as a rookie artist, I had been in that situation. I chose the pregame and I chose to wait, and I was told to be at it was this club that used to be on the waterfront. I think it was like
H2O.
Nah. It was on the waterfront though. I can't remember the name of it, but no, it's not there no more. It's been a long time ago. They used to do their little live concerts there. Well, long story short, they told me to get there at 3 o'clock for check-in, and things like that. The show was supposed to start at 6, and I chose to sit around with my friends and smoke. I say the show starts at 6. I don't know why they want to stay at 3. Me being me, smoking. I get there at about maybe 4 o'clock, 4:15, and I got turned away. My time slot hadn't even went yet, but yeah, I learned that day that you have to make check-ins because that's a part of the show. I've also been at a show again in my younger days where I've gotten pre-gaming with my friends, and I'll get there when I get there, and yeah, they try to fit you in, and you end up being dead last maybe, or you end up not performing at all. The reality of it is it's very unprofessional, and it's something that I think that a lot of artists, if you're not very careful, you're going to get unprofessional, and there will be a moment where the profession or the ego gets to you more than the actual task at hand.
Mm. Now, I know you guys heard about the Made in America and Kodak Black performing, and how he called out Jay-Z and the organizers of the event because they would not allow him to perform because he was just a few minutes late. And I'm mad because I can't play the clip for you guys because I'm actually on my iPad. I'm looking at it on my computer right now. I'm looking it up.
Yeah, no, Jay. Yeah, I did hear about that, and Jay-Z and them were 100% right. Like Kodak Black has to understand something. These type of events, people are not there to see you. You're a treat. You're a great addition. But if anybody understands how venues work, we may rent them out for certain times, give artists certain time frames. Certain artists have to be somewhere. There's some artists that have to be on stage by a certain time because they have to be at another venue. So when you think about these things, the way a program director has a show programmed is set up, the way a show is supposed to flow, your music could be for a certain segment of the show that, if that segment is done, then we no longer need that music for that segment. So when you start thinking about all of these factors that play in, and like JMoney said, you're being paid to be there. Now, mind you, we have to understand, things happen. Things come up in people's lives, whether you're a superstar or regular or up and coming on the come up, you literally have something that's going to happen in your life. And there is literally too many ways, hundreds, thousands of ways that you could deal with it before confronting it face to face. In today's world, Kodak should not have, and that's his management team fault. First of all, let's address that. That's his role manager and his management team fault. But Kodak should have never been able to pull up there and been face to face with that type of situation on that level.
Mm. So you don't feel like they could at least rearrange it or let him perform closer to the end or something?
Hell no.
I mean, the
Hell
only way
no.
I feel is like with communication. Like, you know what I'm saying? You let somebody know, like, look, I'm stuck in traffic. I thought I was going to be there 15 minutes ago. This traffic, wow. Like, if you don't communicate nothing, then you just, you know what I'm saying? You just showing up.
Pull up
like,
when you want to.
no, like, that's even at a job. Like, some jobs you can't show up late. You'll miss, like, listen, certain jobs when you're filming, you can't show up late. Because if you show up late, you miss your ride. You miss your ride to get to satellite holding. You miss your ride to get to whatever location. It's like certain jobs you can't be late.
Because y'all got wardrobe, makeup, hair, all that shit, all that stuff. Like at the end of the day, in the music industry, if you ain't sitting up that joint letting the person know, and honestly, like you can't let a person know if something happens and you 5 minutes down the road. I mean, Keke Palmer, I believe it was. She had to do a movie and she knew she couldn't be late. Mm-hmm. She ended up, I believe the story goes, locked herself out of her house or onto her balcony. She locked herself on her balcony and she had to get to the set. She did not have enough time to wait for someone to come in and get her out of the house or whatever off the balcony. So she climbed off the balcony and ended up going to the movie in her pajamas. That's dedication. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like at the end of the day, in this industry, when you make millions and millions of dollars, duh, a couple of 100,000 is nothing. You can miss it, whatever, cool. You miss it, so you're not gonna care. But when you get to a certain point, yeah, like some of these things can really hurt you in the bigger picture.
It becomes consistency. What artists, you know what I'm saying, can still keep making music, still keep shooting videos, still keep touring, still keep performing, you know what I'm saying, still keep all of that shit going, no matter what goes on, no matter what life struggles is going on, no matter how they had to get a tooth pulled, their grandmother died, you know what I'm saying, like life
if you can't understand time and time waits for no man, then sorry, it ain't nobody's fault. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, don't think about it from Kodak Black perspective. Think about it from the people perspective that paid to be there to maybe not see Kodak Black and was told that somebody gonna be on at 10 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They got a program in their hand. And if at 10 o'clock this person ain't walking on stage is Kodak Black, I'm peed off. Now I'm mad. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, come on, the show must go on. That's what people gotta understand. The show must go on, and you got a job like be on time.
Why is that when P said the Offset, him and DaBaby was like the show must go on?
Exactly. Offset is not a powerful enough artist to hold QC hostage.
You don't think so?
Oh, I know so.
And what's your stance on it?
What did his last album do? What did his last solo album do? I don't think that was I don't think it catapulted him to like mega superstar. These people understand that Offset's brand is connected to Cardi, which they can't touch that, right? Because that's Atlantic. Atlantic is taking care of that. So at the end of the day, we got the gun. The argument isn't, I don't want to work with them anymore. The argument is they own my stuff and I should get it back. So you go out there and either not work or keep working and performing all your records with Cardi. At the end of the day, we still winning. There's a QC artist working. So do you think Offset can pull the plug on his career and say, I ain't going to do nothing until y'all give me everything back?
I thought he bought everything back. Isn't that
what saying? That's what he said. That's what they were saying, right? Mm-hmm. But come on now. We know ain't no way. Listen, even if you did buy everything back, what is everything? Is everything that some people buy everything that they think is everything? Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you gotta have your masters, and you walk up in that joint like, okay, hey, I want my masters, and they're like, all right, we'll give you your masters. But we still got your publishing though. And then it's like, oh, wait a minute. I want my publishing. And they're like, all right, look, you can have your publishing. And then you walk out thinking, all right, I got my publishing, but you might not got your catalog. That publishing joint might be for everything you do from a certain point afterwards. Now, if that's the case and you still out that joint, your new stuff ain't popping right, it ain't going where it's supposed to be, and your old stuff is what everybody want, well, now we got another problem. Mm-hmm. Not own my publishing, yeah, but you don't own these records, bro. How can you own something? Let's just give Offset some common knowledge right here, right? Mm-hmm. How can I tell y'all that I bought something back? We're a group of 3. Jezabel, DaTruth, JMoney, Gibbs, and Sixxcess. How can I tell y'all I bought everything back 100%? Wait a minute, what about the percentages that y'all owned? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could only own 100% of what you did 100% of, but you were a whole group where you were only getting a third. Yeah. So come on, Offset. I think Offset is Offset in what's happening right now. He not strategically thinking this through. If he's not gonna, he can't sit down and say, I'm done. He said in his song, which is the best line ever, do anything for clout.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and argue with your label. We get it. We're watching. Next single, please. You know what I'm saying? Come on, guys. These guys is cousins. You feel me?
Yeah.
Everybody, like, we're at a point now where like I'm that guy. Like we are the new mystery machine. We're the new mystery team. Because when it's like the industry's out there playing with people and trying to pull them with the little tricks and all the little stupid stuff they do to get them thrown off, we're the ones like whoop, and they're like, ha, I would have got away with it if it wasn't for you, Boss Biz Radio, rolling with Sixxcess. You know, no, you're not gonna get away with it on my watch. If you guys really want to own all your stuff, you have to work 100% on your own stuff. And at the end of the day, if you think that people are going to give you back billions of dollars because you gave them 100 million, 200 million, if you think they're going to give you $1 billion, then congratulations, you are the biggest idiot. I mean, can we say does it make sense in any other form of languages for the people in the back to get it?
If it don't
We need one of those. We need one of those little like sub caption jumps that read in every language on that part right there. You're not going to buy back something that's worth billions for millions. The minute y'all get that out your head, you'll probably be a lot better off. You know, a lot better off. Look. Is there any coincidence that Bill Gates sold Microsoft, gave it away pretty much, and only execute 1%?
Right.
I mean, Jay-Z had like what a 0.1% deal in the New Jersey Nets before he decided to go all haywire in their marketing department and put, and put all his businesses up in there. But that was just enough to do what he needed to do. And it's like, all right, we are focusing on the one thing that these things allot us. A lot of us say, oh, I want to do music, I want to be an artist. But like being an artist is also being a brand ambassador.
Mm-hmm.
It's also being a public figure.
Yeah.
It's also being sometimes a journalist or media expert, to where people are going to ask you questions about things that you have to have knowledge on, because if you say the wrong thing, it can be the worst.
Yeah, you got to wear multiple hats.
You got to.
No cap.
A lot of people, no caps.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
All right, I had to switch back to the computer because for this next, I want to be able to show the video for this next joint. So, sorry to interrupt. What was y'all saying?
No, you 100% right on time.
Okay. So did you guys hear about that fight with DaTruth, his brother, and Zero?
So I actually saw the video.
I wasn't sure what I was looking at. I'm sorry. I kept scrolling.
Oh, you did. Can you? Oh, you said you could hear me clear. Okay. All right. So let me try to play this video.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. While you play the video, I'm gonna let y'all know this video was very disturbing for me, because someone had just asked me to come to this show later on this month, right? Mm-hmm. And the host of the show is actually supposed to be Zero. But after seeing what happened to my man, I don't know if I want to go to that show.
Well, why not? I mean,
I don't know. I just feel a way about being in environments where artists are beefing with other artists and getting their ass whipped on site.
All right. So I'm gonna play just a snippet of the video, guys, and then we're gonna discuss furthermore what happened. Let me know if you guys can see and hear the video.
All right.
I'm gonna watch it.
That's Zero right there. Right there. That's the police.
These are celebrities acting like a bunch of animals out here.
All right, so.
Hey, can I make a joke real quick, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Zero has zero chance in that situation.
You ain't shit.
Zero got zero hits in on that boy.
Now I forgot to give you guys a trigger warning. I hope that didn't upset nobody here in the chat or that's watching. But
No, I think we got the ratchet game today.
So DaTruth said that it wasn't no ambush. They didn't ambush Zero. It wasn't like that. And blah 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 blah. And so from the video, a lot of people was like, "What do you mean that wasn't an ambush? You guys literally jumped him. It wasn't like he was fighting somebody one-on-one and then you guys jumped in it. Y'all literally attacked this man."
Mm-hmm.
So further news goes on, and basically the news, okay, and I think this was, I don't want to get the broadcast wrong, but one of the news stations down in Texas, I want to say Houston, interviewed Zero about the fight. And he said within his interview, the interviewer asked him, well, do you know who you were fighting? And in that interview, he stated, yes, it was DaTruth. My question to y'all is that considered snitching?
Hold up. Is that the what?
Is that considered snitching?
Is that considered snitching?
Shit, I mean, we saw the video. The nigga whooping his ass. Shit. I mean, I don't understand. Listen, y'all. In today's world, I already told y'all this 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. It is no thing as snitching in today's world. Only confirmation of what they're already saying on camera. If y'all really want to believe that in today's world, we can't just zoom in and see who it is. We don't care if you say yes or no. You don't look noble by saying, nah, I don't know who it was and whip my ass. You look more like an idiot. So, no, it's not snitching. And we want to know that you know who putting their hands on you. Because I would have hated for him to be like, I don't know who was hitting me or who hit me or who I was fighting.
I think that's what he should have said that. Or he shouldn't have did the interview in general. Well, a lot of people in Houston have a lot of things to say. And one of the things that was said was, that their issue have been going on for quite some time. And a lot of, celebrities down in Houston just feel like, we understand y'all got y'all problems, but how y'all gonna whoop on another Houston nigga at an event in front of out of town niggas? Like, our beef supposed to, kind of be swept under the rug, kind of sort of kept, quiet, but y'all definitely violating the city by putting our beefs on blast. And I thought that was interesting that someone said that.
It goes back to that video that you played. Remember that video you played where Young Jock said Southern rappers keep their beasts in their cities. You know, they don't do anything to make that city look bad. And that's 1,000%. And every time you see an artist from the South do something to make the South look bad, he done.
Yeah, so like what y'all don't understand is it's an unwritten rule. You know what I'm saying? It's like an unwritten rule that just it's like I don't even know if it's even said, but they just know not to publicize they shit like that shit's personal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you
But
don't.
everybody now wants a piece of that pie, bro. That northern pie.
Mm.
You know that record our beefs, record us going on the ops. That joint is getting millions of views. They going platinum.
They're gonna snow on the bluff.
Everybody wants a piece. I said this while the DMV is trying to be like Chicago now. It's a lot of cities that you're seeing starting to take on the Chicago mentality. Get it on camera, bro.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. It's interesting, that you kind of brought that up because speaking of the DMV, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Bid TV.
I heard
Bid TV.
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah, I definitely heard of them. Haven't never watched them like that, but I do see
All
some of
right.
the stuff.
So it's basically Ant Glizzy having people, like either bid on him or he bidding on people. And sometimes he include other people on his live, such as Lemon. Y'all know who Lemon Tucci is?
Yeah, I heard about Lemon Tucci. I
Okay.
heard some bad things about him, but I've heard about him.
All right, we'll get into that in a little bit. Shout out to Lemon, shout out to Ant. But
Mo's and Moettes.
some disturbing stuff happened the other day, and my homegirl, she actually texted me because y'all know I don't be on Instagram like that. So she texted me. She was like, "Girl, get on Bid TV right now." And I'm like, "What? Wait, what is going on?" So as soon as I log on that joint, it ended, right? So now I'm just like, "What happened? Like, what made you text me?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we talk every now and again, but like she really wanted me to see something. So in my head, I'm like, all right, let me ask her what it's about. She was like, "Yo, it's about Davy." I'm like, "Davy who?" She like, "Davy Ruffin." I'm like, damn, they back at it again. Like
They
these
ain't gonna stop.
just don't stop beefing. But she's like, they exposed him allegedly giving up Marvelous specials. Now, so I'm like, what? Like, so before she can even finish texting me back, I'm already on YouTube.
Google.
Yeah, like I'm like, okay, like what the hell is she talking about? And this really disturbs me because I don't know if y'all remember, I got a chance to interview Davy when I was on Club Plug Radio. He seemed like a cool cat, him, A-Pop, and Goofies. And I follow him. I kind of enjoy his comedy sometimes. I like when he be calling people out and shit. And I think it's funny. Well, him and Toya supposedly broke up not too long ago.
Yeah, that's been going on for a while now.
They've been going back and forth. Well, now there is a video circulating. I don't even know if it's really him. I had to screenshot it. I am not going to show you guys this video. But
Thank you.
however, they they are trying to say that Davy Ruffin is out in California. And I don't even know how this could be bashing. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is this even a dig? But anyway, they're saying he's out in California prostituting.
Let me tell you something, Mo.
Allegedly. But wait, there's more. There's
Oh,
actually a video.
your mic just went out, and it might have been at the best part. Your mic just went out, and it might have been for God.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, YouTube muted you. Thank God, because I read your lips.
Okay. Did y'all want me to repeat that?
You got to.
Okay. So there is a video going around, and this is a video that Lemon Tucci put out. And this was on Bid TV. So if you guys want to see it for yourselves, you can YouTube it. But there's a video going out about Davy Ruffin allegedly giving fellatio to another man, and this is supposed to be for some money. Now I'm not sure exactly where they got this information from. It kind of looks like Davy, but to me it was a little blurred because Lemon's service was kind of choppy, so you can't really say it was him. But
Is Lemon Tucci homeless?
I think at some point they need to let this shit go. Like they definitely need to let this shit go. I don't like the back and forth. Like this is getting out of hand. It was out of hand when Davy was talking about Aunt's mom, and like it seems like these guys just won't let up off of him. And I wanted to ask, everyone, is this like, do you guys consider this hating, or is it, hey, we beefing for life?
Yeah, we beefing for life. Hey, listen, that is something that I think is going to be DC forever. That is us. That is the DMV in a nutshell. If we hate you, you and your lineage is hated. Your
Mhm.
grandma, your grandpa, your mama, your daddy, your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, they all hate it. If I run into your cousin and find out, oh, y'all cousins, depending on how cool I am with your cousin, he may be able to make it a cordial beef. Or
Okay.
your brother or somebody like that. But come on, let's just be real. I believe that all's fair in a beef. And I also want to address this. It doesn't matter if Davy Ruffin is doing that. It's 2022. So
That's what
anything
I'm saying.
is.
Like, why is it a dig to say that someone is gay?
Oh,
Um,
it's only a dig to say that someone is gay when you know their wife.
or bisexual.
Again, it's a dig when you know their wife.
Yeah, but if he's bisexual, that's not something him and his wife probably would have put out there. And
Yes, also that's
it's
something.
expensive in California, and I really haven't seen him doing too many shows. So, I
Go
mean,
ahead, though. Go to hell ahead. Go
what?
ahead.
I'm
So,
not. I'm
so
not being shady. I'm just being honest here. Like, why? If he is bisexual, if he isn't, I mean, why is that like a dig? However, for those who did not, who it never crossed their mind that he could be bisexual, it would be a shock to you. And that video, I had to screenshot it just to make sure I wasn't tripping.
yeah,
And I'm just gonna look at it one more time.
look though. I read that when you put it in when it was put in the sheets, and I was like, damn. But it's funny because he is a comedian. We don't know who his role models are, but wasn't there a comedian caught with a tranny or something like that? And then there wasn't there another comedian caught with a man in Hollywood. Like, a lot of that stuff goes on, I guess, in Hollywood, man. Who cares, right? I just know for a fact that the reason why it's a shot is because Toya is in the picture.
But
You see what I'm saying?
a lot of people were saying that Toya actually already kind of hinted at that,
She
and
did. She did.
nobody caught on.
I caught on to it about a year ago, a year and a half ago when the beef first started. I caught on to it.
Yeah,
When
they
they was exposing that when he first went to Cali, they was already saying that, a lot of stuff is going down. But hey, listen, again, if that guy happy and he's following the footsteps of his great comedians, more power to him, more power to him. Half of these comedians weird to me anyway. They throw on wigs, they throw on dresses, they act like females, and they say it's in the name of comedy. I mean, it's just as funny if you're a man. You can hire a woman to make the woman jokes, but they putting on wigs, they putting on dresses, and they playing both sides. So we don't know what's going on. I don't know. I ain't even about to even. I don't know. I
I
don't know.
don't know. Well, shout out to Davy Ruffin. I hope this beef with him
Y'all
and
like,
Susie and
let's
Lauren.
let's stay on the weird comedians though. Let's just go ahead and segue right on over to Eric Spears.
Now, why he gotta be a weird comedian?
Well,
I
let's just
actually posted a clip of something he said today, and nobody really was feeling that joint. But I I don't care. I
I'm gonna
think
tell you like this.
it's
Listen,
funny.
I call it. It is weird. It is weird because it's the thing like this, right? I believe that if you happy with yourself, you should be like open and happy with yourself, especially in today's world where we're full of acceptance and full of free choice and free will. So if you are or not, then whatever the case may be, if you out there prostituting and you telling us over here in DMV that you doing comedy shows, that's weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, but at the end of the day, hey, that's what a lot of the comedians to me are weird. That's why I don't do comedy.
Now, to his defense, what I will say is I love Lizzo's music. I enjoy her confidence. I like that she's bold with it. However, sometimes I do feel like it could be a little bit inappropriate. And when I say inappropriate, I mean that even if Beyonce did it or Cardi B did it, I kind of would still feel some type of way. So I do see where he's coming from with that. It's kind of like I
Like,
don't know. Well, seeing Lizzo naked at inappropriate times or just doing it, just you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you want your kids to be confident, but it's kind of like seeing somebody 600 pounds at McDonald's. It's kind of like
like, let me tell you,
you
It's
kind
called
of
indecent
shouldn't
exposure.
be
no, it's not.
doing this.
No, it's not. And let me tell y'all why. Right?
Not decent.
I got a friend, a really good friend. Actually, let me take that back. One of my brothers, right? He only goes after certain type of women. One day, I pulled him to the side. I was like, bro, what are you doing? He said, shit, what's wrong with you? She bad to me. So I say that to realize our preferences, people's preferences are so wide.
It's
Like,
not about preference.
there are some people that want to see that.
It's okay. We are okay with her doing that for some of her performances, or like what he's saying is no, she shouldn't keep her clothes on all the damn time. What he's saying is there's a time and place for everything, and you know that when you're naked, what he's saying, like, all right, y'all gotta admit the joke was funny. It was funny. Lizzo looks good. She looks amazing. However, his joke was funny, and I'll never look at the shit emoji the same after his joke. Now my question to you guys was it insulting or was it funny? Like,
Nah, it was insulting
why
and
was
disrespectful, right?
it insulting? You
For
don't
one, because like I said, like
it's
comedians get
comedy.
comedians get away with saying a lot of stuff, right? But when you real life break down the reality of what people are asking of Lizzo and not asking look at any of the damn new females that's coming out now with their bodies all done up.
They
You don't
talk about
you
them
don't see them with
too.
no clothes on.
They told Cardi to pipe it down. She got little girls watching her. They tell
But,
Megan the same thing. They tell all of them the
but,
same thing. The
but
only
yet
thing
these
is
people got millions of followers.
when they say the Lizzo, then it's like, oh, now you're fat shaming. No, some people just really want women to be more modest in general. It's not because she's fat or anything like that. But his jokes were funny. Like, I
A lot of people do. But if you hit that explore page, and that's what I like about Instagram, it tells you what people like, right? If you hit that explore page and you see a bunch of them girls half-ass naked, you're gonna find the same people that's telling Lizzo to put her clothes on, liking up all them half naked ass girls' pictures.
mean, and they will like Lizzo's picture too, probably. Like that doesn't mean like if she's on Instagram in a cute ass outfit, okay, she looks cute. But if she's at like a Nickelodeon event and she's twerking in one of those, you gonna be like, nah, now you know better.
I
You know
think
what I'm
that's just
saying? Like
it's
that's
the decency. Like
yeah.
there's certain places where you just need to have. You're not going to dress a certain way to go to church. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain
I
places
love it.
you're not going to dress a certain way. That's
I,
all it is.
It's not
I love it.
about
Like it's
her being
fine, but there's a time and place for everything. And you know what I'm saying? Sometimes the time and the place that she's doing it may not be the time or place, but there's a time and place for everything.
she looked like a plate of mashed potatoes.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. I believe that. See, the thing about a time, the thing
No,
about a time and place for everything is based on what
like
people
that
are
shit
saying, what
ain't.
they see, and when they see it.
Y'all acting like that shit ain't funny. Not Lizzo looks good though, but you can still laugh at the jokes. Like both of them
Nah, Lizzo definitely.
funny.
Lizzo
If
like the
it
baby on the
wasn't
runaway.
if it wasn't Lizzo and it was the big kid down the block and he said those same things, y'all would laugh. But because it's Lizzo and she fights with fat shaming a lot, people want to act like those jokes were not funny. Now, yes, they were insulting. Why? Because it's Lizzo, right? But if he said that shit about somebody else down the block, like or Lavelle Crawford, people would be rolling on the floor laughing, and that's
Right.
not fair.
Nah, it would be fair game against another comedian. It would be fair game against another comedian.
Okay.
It's not fair. It's not fair game. It's not fair game to someone that's not a comedian. And on top of that, like I said, like she got an audience for that because that should be wild. I don't like seeing it personally. I'm not into like big women, but in the same breath, I know a lot of dudes that be liking big women.
I
They be
mean,
trying to see it all
she
day.
looks Lizzo looks great though. Some of her outfits be amazing. Like even when she's twerking and playing the flute and shit, like I think that's amazing. Because we're talking about weight, how many big people really have that much breath control? Like
Hey, hey,
so she's
time
not
out, time out, time out. Did you say Lizzo twerks and play the flute?
yeah.
Come on, birth control.
Yeah. Like breath control, like you know what I'm saying? So people are
Yeah,
like, oh,
yeah,
she's overweight, she's out of shape, blah, 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 blah.
yeah.
No,
She's in
she seems
control.
to be
Do
yeah.
y'all have do any one of y'all have Zeus Network?
No, but I
Nah,
need it because I want to see Rolling Ray and that other wheelchair dude
Listen to me. Listen to me, y'all.
go
Get y'all
at
six
it.
dollars. Get y'all $6 together. And right now, Ray J Princess, y'all cut me a check for this because this is promo. Get y'all $6 together and get Zeus Network, y'all. And watch those shows on Zeus Network. It's a month long for $6. You get to watch all the shows. There's not that many shows on the network yet, but watch them all. A show I really want y'all to watch is The Bad Girls of the South. They got to go on there, Roly Poly.
Yeah,
And
Rolly is cute.
listen, the thing about it is, it's really
Look,
like I'm not going there with you. But what I am going to do is bring out the point is
oh
she's
God.
on there with all different body types, but she still kind of dresses the same, and it's the understanding that some men really like the BBWs, like they really love it, and it's like they
They're
crave for it.
they're usually really pretty in the face too, though, and they got pretty
You
feet.
are
Like
so you are so you
no,
are really cutting up. What did you drink? What did Aruba do to you?
nothing. I still got some white henny, but you know, like I'm not even coming at them like fat shaming them. I'm just saying like his jokes were funny. Like I'm just gonna hold on to that. Like I don't care what big person you replace with Lizzo. If he said that shit about somebody, you was standing right there, you probably spit out your juice. Like I'm just saying, it's
Now
funny.
listen,
It's
listen.
a joke.
It's definitely anything can be funny. I mean, it can be, he could have made a joke about a skinny person that's funny too. Like
Right.
the joke is definitely funny and definitely can have. But you know, I'm just like, man, we need to like focus on other stuff besides telling Lizzo to put her clothes on because that girl young, happy, and trying to attract her young mate.
Okay. Nobody's
She's still
telling her.
trying to get drink.
We're saying put your clothes on in certain areas. I guess not.
Listen.
I don't know what he's saying. I'm just saying like
JMoney said
always
church
be
like she
modest.
be in church naked,
She probably
half
should.
naked.
I'm just saying some places you need to have on clothes. I understand if you go to the pool, but
Yeah.
like some places you need to just have on clothes. That's all I'm saying.
Not when you in places. Look. That's only said in America. Out there in Aruba,
Look,
they was wearing bikinis all day, every day. What y'all?
we were. And to be honest, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, okay, I don't understand why adults are bringing their kids on adult party boats. Like, that's your problem. Like, they shouldn't even really be here. So if we do wear bathing suits or thong bathing suits with cover ups, like the child, if you don't want your child to see that, you know that it's a possibility. It's swimwear. You know what I'm saying? But we
Shoot,
weren't walking around I mean, I wasn't walking around the island going to restaurants in a thong bikini with no cover up. It's I don't know. It's different for me. But I definitely was naked as fuck out there, like I am on every island. So
hey, and if I went to an island,
hold on,
straight.
let me give myself a. There we go. There we go, girl. There you go. But
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot. This world is so hilarious.
who?
This world is so hilarious.
What was I about to say? Okay, y'all. Before we even segue into getting out of here, I seen an article. Actually, I didn't even see an article. My mom, she talked to me about two things these past couple of days, and one of the things was she asked me about this young lady who has went missing.
Mhm.
And I don't know if you guys heard about the story, but I think she was living in like Idaho, Wyoming, that area, and she met a guy on Craigslist. Did y'all hear about that story?
I did
I,
not, but why people still meeting people on Craigslist beyond me. But yeah,
All right, so that's part of why I couldn't have too much sympathy for the situation. Um, but uh I did have sympathy for this situation. The thing about it is if you see the guy, so let me give y'all I'm trying to look for the video as I talk. If you guys see the guy that she came to America to be with, I don't know, to me it just wasn't genuine. So let me
wait, because of how he looked.
I didn't say that, you did.
It's like no way a guy looked like this was trying to really bring a woman to America.
I mean, no way you traveled over here for true love for this on Craigslist.
Listen, I'm
That's another
sorry. If
thing.
you travel to America to get married, it's never for true love. It's to get to America.
the only thing you should be getting on Craigslist at this day and age is free furniture.
And cars. I'll buy a car on Craigslist
Like,
anyway. If y'all
please.
still in here, hey, everybody
Bro,
that's in here, if you guys could just do me a favor, go ahead and hit that like button for me. Yes, yes, thank
no,
you. Love you guys.
wait. So nobody watched the Craigslist killer. Oh hell no, he a killer.
Hold up, nigga.
Oh hell no.
Hold up, nigga. I'm
Nope.
scared.
Nope. No sir.
Hey,
He's a
listen,
hostage. He's a hostage
if
taker for sure,
I see this motherfucker at the bus stop, I'm motherfucking. Hey, listen. Nah,
bruh.
no, nah,
So
no,
I'm gonna leave that picture up
nah,
there
you not.
while I talk.
Is he a
Nah,
Okay.
criminal?
scary
Is
motherfucker.
he a criminal
Hey,
now?
this motherfucker, this scary marshmallow looking. No, this motherfucker
This
gotta go. This
Okay.
motherfucker
bruh
So
gotta
name
then
is Nathan Hyman.
this is where I had
go.
an issue because it's like she had brothers. I think her brothers lived in the town over, but she was really excited to come to America to be a nurse. And I think she's like 33, 36 years old. And she met this guy on Craigslist.
This is
And my first reaction before I even seen the photo was what you said, Six. Like, who meets people off of Craigslist? Has she not seen the Craigslist killer?
Uh
Indeed, he was killing prostitutes. However, even still, since then, I mean, we have millions of dating sites, like
yeah. Uh
so many dating sites, Christian dating, black dating, white dating, Jew dating, like everything. Why would you go to Craigslist? So obviously, she didn't have any friends to really tell her, like, girl, like, when you come to America, that is not it. So she came to America. They lived together for I think almost a year. He had a nice house. From the article, it seemed like he had a nice little family home or three-bedroom house. And she ended up going missing. Like her family, she's supposed to go home or something, and they didn't hear from her. Well, within a month of the family like looking for her, this guy spent all of her money out of her checking account
huh.
and used her maxed out a credit card and then changed her password to her email and deleted her email account and since then they have not found her. So they arrested him on those charges of grand larceny theft, I think, or something like that. And
Yeah.
he got out on a bond, and he's set to go to trial, I guess, for the stealing charge. But yeah,
Yeah, Now, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, young. I want to play devil's advocate for this guy. He's the victim. He's the victim here. Let's just I want to do it. I want to do it. I haven't done it on show, and I want to take this time to do it. This lady needed a ticket into America, and she came to America and chose this guy who had a nice house. So obviously he already has some money. Now let's talk. I don't know where this woman is, where this lady is. She could have ran off on this man to be with who she really wanted to be with in America, and he could have gotten wind of it. He could have done what they said that she done, but I'm willing to go now because I watch so many movies. I am watching so many movies. The wife picks so many movies on Amazon and so many movies on Netflix that I now believe that women are the biggest conspiracy theorists, biggest people that could get you with fraud so easy. I mean, listen. She came to America, saw this guy. Is this the picture that she had of him? Did he have a better picture? Was it a younger picture that she chose to come to and spend the rest of her life with? Now, mind you,
she lived with him, so she.
And finding out that she had brothers in the area. Now, if you ask me, a year is a good enough time to drain a man. A year is a good enough time to have separate accounts and things that may necessarily, drip out of his account and he may not notice. And it could take a year to find out someone is snaking you for the ultimate goal to just get in America and take you for everything you got.
It takes up to 5 years to get a green card, and you have to be married, and you have to show proof that you had some type of.
And listen, like, although he set up the site, only people that use Craigslist are scammers, and need I say killers. So even though he set up the site, I think that she saw an easy mark, an easy target, and now we got an immigrant running around America, God knows where, God knows doing what. And I hope that she's okay, and I hope that I'm right.
You sound like a true Trump fan.
I just said, I hope that I'm right. I hope that this man is the victim, and he was just getting his money back, that he could get back. And I hope that he has a lot more that she's ran off with. He's only gotten back a little bit that he's owed. I don't know what that man put in to get her over here to America, but we are watching in the time now where people are sending the girl home and she got to get her own flight because she ain't putting out right. You know what I'm saying? So maybe her time was up after a year she ain't put out. It was time to go. I want my $50K back. I want my bank account back. Screw this email that I helped you set up. I'm going to, you get your own life back right. Get out of my house, go with your brothers, whatever the case may be. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she could have found another sucker in America and on to the next sucker in America. So I want to play devil's advocate, and I hope that this guy, Nathan Hyman, is not a criminal and has not taken this young lady and got her buried somewhere. It looks like Nathan, if he did, he was pushed to that breaking point after years. Something happened to push Nathan to that point. Because that don't look like the face of a man with those intentions. Like he really wants someone to love.
All right, I'm just gonna dive a little deeper.
You're fucking great.
If you need a lawyer, Nathan, I'm not licensed or anything, but you gotta tell me everything. You gotta tell me the truth. You gotta tell me the truth. We can get confidentiality.
Now,
yeah.
To bring it back, you are crazy. To bring it back to a more serious note, I hope they do find this lady. And what I will say to women out there is, especially Black women, especially foreign women, and you don't have to be Black, you could just be foreign in general. All white men aren't rich, okay, and don't have the best intentions. So the house that he lived in could have been passed on through the family. It could, it's Idaho. It doesn't really cost that much. You also got to dive into people's mental health. Like, this guy clearly looks like something's a little off. We all can't put our finger on it, but as soon as I pulled up his picture, everyone was like, "Oh,
He looked like
everybody."
he looked like he came into some money. He definitely he came into some money. He got some money.
I mean, it depends on what you think money is. To foreigners, they think every American is rich. But just word out to foreigners and just black women in general, y'all keep thinking that white is right, and it could be for you. You know what I'm saying? But test the waters a little bit. Check out people. You never know where people are. But I think people just jump into white men thinking that they have the best intentions, and just because they got money, you're gonna live happily ever after. There's a lot of women, black women, dying now, getting murdered and ending up missing because you guys think like that. And I think
They're
you need
chasing that
to
credit score.
just
Mm-hmm.
expand your horizons. Yeah, that's just some.
I think that I like your advice, but people need to understand something. No matter the race or the creed, y'all need to find peace in yourselves so that you can give peace to other people and stop having these type of situations. Because people are snapping in these days. Like anything can make a person snap, and like I said, young, and anybody can lie. So we don't know this situation. And I'm gonna stay and try to figure out what goes on with this situation here because I want to know what goes on with this. And yeah, definitely gotta know that.
Yeah,
You
because
definitely need to be his lawyer.
So look, y'all know I got me a good one. Now let's backtrack before I go into the Huffington Post. We were going to discuss. The question came up 2 weeks ago.
I'm pulling up the video now. He deleted it off of YouTube, but I had screen recorded it on my phone.
Which one?
What you about to talk about. I don't know. I'm about to try to Google Drive it. But go ahead, keep going.
Oh, the question was: should about child support and do a man have to take care of his kids, or should he be responsible to do after he's paying child support?
Right. So if you dating a female and she gets pregnant and y'all agree that okay, maybe I don't want this child right now. Well, not even that. He didn't even say all that. He was just saying y'all agree that y'all gonna co-parent or y'all gonna take care of this kid. Well, y'all decide y'all gonna take care of the baby together, and then y'all break up. And she decides now that because things are not going the way that she wants them to go, she wants to
She
put
wants
you on
child support.
child support. And he was basically saying that once you put me on child support, like that's it. There is no more talking. Like like now talk to me through the judge, bitch. Since you want to put me on child support, and
Yes, yes.
I wanted to know how you guys
And I don't know how JMoney feel, and I'm gonna dive right on into this because I've been waiting 2 weeks for this. But he is 100% correct. 100% correct.
and why is that?
Yeah, I mean, she asked for that. She wanted that mandate. She felt like there needed. She felt like once a person is put on child support, you are saying that I don't trust this person to handle responsibilities. So I need someone to tell them what they have to do.
Mm-hmm.
You
And
know
what's
what
wrong with
happens when a
that?
person you know what happens when a person tells you what you have to do? You now know and understand what you don't have to do.
What do
So
you mean you now understand what you don't have to like? What kind
Responsibility.
of
responsibilities, things like that. Because see, there's words that they use in these type of proceedings that I'm sure Jay Money have heard, but there's certain words they use like custodial, non-custodial, soul, physical. You know what I'm saying? These words like that they use to help you understand your role and responsibilities. Right? So
mm-hmm.
you have to understand this. If a man, that's why I tell every dude that I ever talk to, if he tells me he got his girlfriend pregnant, I tell him, go put yourself on child support. Because the last thing you want is somebody that think that they can hold over your head a few dollars to dictate how you should be moving. And I'm furthermore tell them also get your custody papers in order. You have the judge tell her she better have him there at 6, and you'll have him back by 6 on Sunday. Because you know what happens if you don't? Then she can control your moods and your attitudes and your aggressions based on what she says. And that's not no way no man should live. I believe that co-parenting is the biggest joke ever told to people.
Now,
And I'm going to tell you like this why I believe it. Because co-parenting is based on one parent's happiness and not the others.
so remember that clip I had posted about the woman getting mad about him buying some shoes when he already pays $500 child support?
Yeah.
Someone actually responded and was like, well, $500 is probably not enough. And I said, enough for what? If not saying that the government always takes care of housing and food, but in some situations, pretty much you might get WIC, or you could get some type of food assistance, or you could get some type of living expenses if you don't make enough. So I was asking, like, okay, so what more, especially if he buys, like Pampers or whatever, like if all your, like, why? And I think the person was like, well, for rent and transportation or something like that. And I was like, well,
not his problem.
Right.
Not his problem.
Right. So let me, y'all, this is about...
and I need people to understand something, like, a man that's not with a woman and a woman that's not with a child, they don't have to care how the child lives. If she or he can't take care of them or can't provide, then let them go and live with the other person. Right? That seems logical, but a child is a check from the minute they come out. I don't care what nobody say. That's why you get a medical bill. So that's why you get income taxes on that child. And let me tell y'all one thing that I find interesting. I mean, it seems like only married people get to like split their children down the middle, but a man and a woman have a child. Both of them have to take care of a child, but if they're not married, only one of them get to claim that child. So, I mean, like, we got to start real life asking ourselves stuff like, no, if the legal system is set in place, then yes, you let that legal system take care of how that stuff is done. Any man that does anything extra, I'm going to tell y'all, it's called a flex. He's flexing on his baby mama.
All right, let me play this clip right quick, y'all. It's about a minute long.
They have the most morality. They gotta take care of them. You don't even know if she needs that money for the kid's shoes. She probably just want to get a 3.5.
Can you hear it?
She probably want to get an ounce.
Yeah.
She probably want to have a girls' weekend. If you're on child support, do not give that bitch shit. Anything else after that child support, bitch, talk to me through the courts.
Content strategy.
Talk to me on that paperwork. As soon as somebody put paperwork on me, ain't no more talking. We're gonna talk through the courts. Oh, I got lost. Oh, don't email me. Don't call me. Talk through these motherfucking papers. That's it.
You're right.
You niggas too nice out here. You niggas motherfucking. Somebody said because the mother would keep the child from me. Fuck that goddamn kid. What the fuck is wrong with you niggas? Let her keep him away then. Y'all gotta start getting the backbone in this bitch. This is why these hoes be running you niggas. Y'all have no.
Yeah, he's right. He's 100% right. I've been saying this for years. I preach this to everybody.
Kid, nigga, you gonna be fucked up. Holler at me when you 18, and I'll tell you how much of a bitch your mother was.
Yep. Not in that graphic tip, but yeah.
You're gonna be grown longer than you were a child anyway. I would never let no bitch hold no kid over my head to try to extort me. You got me fucked up. What the child support say? $300 a month. That's it. Bitch, don't even call.
That's what it's called, extortion.
I don't got no kids, but if I ever was in this situation, as soon as you put me on the paper, bitch, don't even talk to me no more.
Yep.
The fuck? Matter of fact, give me full custody. I don't even trust a bitch raising no kid of mine. If I don't got full custody of a child, fuck her and that child. I'm not trusting none of these hoes.
Really?
These hoes paint me their fucking son's nails and shit. These hoes switching their child's gender and shit. Got me fucked up. You ready? Oh, you want to raise your child? Okay, come on. Let's go. Let's go down to the child support offer together. How much? Okay, yeah. All right, bitch. Don't talk to me ever again. Peace. I don't want to see you or that fucking kid. I'll make another kid, bitch. The human male body produces 1,500 sperm every heartbeat. Got me fucked up. I'll make another fucking child.
Yeah, it's like he. It's only funny because it's true.
Man, Romeo,
it's 100% true.
That man ain't got no chill. Like,
listen, you don't even understand how much I agree. Like, you don't even
no, listen, y'all don't understand. Agree. I live that. What he's talking about.
Like,
that was my last 16 years of my life. My oldest son just turned 20. It'll be 21 in 2 weeks. You see what I'm saying? Like, and my baby mother put me on child support, and that was the last time that I ever spoke to her. This was 2004. I don't have no words for you.
Yeah, I guess you can't talk to me.
Listen, look, bro. When my son got old enough, he got his phone. He started calling me. I'm gonna come over and see you. Pick me up from school. I'm gonna bring my clothes to school. I'll see you Friday. You can drop me back off at school on Monday. No need to talk to his mama. As he get older, the communication and the free will to move happens. So it's like, oh, mind you, I've heard it all. You're deadbeat. You don't take care of your kid. How could you this?
I bet y'all don't say shit to me. I ain't don't say shit.
My first, you know what got my mental, right? I walked into child support building. The very first time I walked in the child support building, right? I was a scared 19-year-old kid. And there was a poster on the wall. At the time, it was Sheriff Michael Jackson. I'll never forget it. And he was pointing like one of those U.S. Army posters. And it says, if you're on child support, we're their father now. And I was like, oh, I fucking get it. Daddy. I'm paying them to do what I would have to do if I was around. I get it now. Thank you for the government setting up an agency and thinking ahead. They understand what the roles are. Seems like it only gets lost in a two-parent household for real. That's when it gets lost. Now. Guys start running around, and there's a lot of simping going on in this role reversal of life. But we gotta understand something. We're not going back to men running the world, y'all. It's about to shift to women running it.
Men still run the world.
No.
It's just gay men.
Men do not run the world anymore. Yes, even if they're gay, then the idea of a man running the world is already gone. And straight men of power resorting to women, and not as although it's like the blacks back in the day, they used to invent stuff and their names couldn't go on shit, but we knew a black man invented it. Like most of these ideas that's happening are women ideas coming to life. A man is just the face. And sooner or later, it's transitioning into where it will no longer be a man having to speak for the woman and the people. It will be a woman.
I doubt that.
It's going to be soon. We got close with a female vice president.
That's as far as they're going to let it go. I think we'll have a gay president before we'll have a woman president.
No, we will not. We will not, because that's two men running the world, and that's not how it can't work like that. Women are the voice of reason. Women are the voices that kind of light the fire underneath of a man to take action.
But if there's no such thing as gender, then two males is the same as a male and a female, right?
Nah, two men are gonna always think the same way. Like either like passive or aggressively.
I'm just saying what they say. Look, that's what they say.
Nah, it's still the idea of two men. It's a certain gender makeup. It's a certain gene makeup that biology, I guess, that a woman possesses that no matter what, a man can't possess. And there's certain things that a man possesses that no matter what a woman can't possess. Certain ways of thinking.
Look, you preach that to the choir because they ain't listening.
Oh yeah,
I'm just the
they,
messenger.
they listening. They listening. That's why they're using the term now. It's what they identify as. That's why that term is allowed. It's what they identify as. Because you can't say, bro, you a man though. Plus, I'm not a man. I'm a woman. I'm the wife. So they get the exceptions of a man, and they get to be accepted as a wife. It's letting them know that is letting us know what they identify as is how we have to treat them.
Hmm. Now, did you have a Huffington Post for us?
I definitely do. Now, this Huffington Post story is very interesting because this week's Huffington Post is more like a blog or more like a to do or not to do, or more like a tip or a hint from your boy Sixxcess. Now, I was talking to a good friend of mine, and he was telling me he had some good trees, y'all. Then, of course, me being me, I had to pull up on him. He told me it was better than the tree he had the last time, but this was, some good tree the last time. I pulled up on my man, and I ain't gonna lie to y'all, the first thing I did was ask him, did he have a rollie, and he told me no. Now, I didn't think nothing of it. I was like, you want me to go grab some rollies? And he told me that he was on papers and couldn't smoke. Now, immediately, antennas started going up because he just told me you had some new fire and that was better than the last one before. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I started to go ahead and grab it up and roll on out, but I decided to roll one for the road. Immediately as I started hitting it, I realized that this wasn't as good as the last one. Then I had to ask myself, why did I believe him? Well, his expertise. Surely that would win. But then I had to think again, how could I believe someone that can't smoke himself? Which made me think, if your weed man is on papers and can't smoke, is it time to find a new weed man? Should you wait it out with him? Should you grind it out with him?
Sometimes.
But how can he give you a fair review of what's new?
Yeah.
So I gotta tell you guys, this week's Huffington Post is about a place that I went to and a guy that couldn't smoke anymore. And I learned a valuable lesson that day.
What was this?
His advice was non and void. Never buy weed from a man who can't test it himself.
Yeah, that's see, but I beg to differ with that because sometimes I ask my gas man, I be like, when I've smoked everything and I'm kind of just like, what do I want to repeat, but I don't know what I want. I ask him, well, what do you think I should get? And when I ask him that, I'm expecting him to recommend what he sells the most of because most of the time I already know what I don't want if I've already smoked everything on his list. So.
Okay. See, so you want to know the top seller?
Yeah, see, my relationship's a little different because I have one gas man who smokes and one who doesn't smoke. And the one who doesn't smoke, he always be like, hey, yeah, I got this shit, test it out. So I'd be like, all right, bet. And then I let him know, like, yeah, I'm getting this shit right here. Like, yeah, this is good shit. But he don't smoke, so he don't know. He asked me.
Yeah, my weed man don't smoke either.
Yeah, and I'm learning now that it's not happening. If you don't smoke,
I prefer weed men that don't smoke because they don't mind. Like sometimes they not as stingy as the weed head because the weed head is trying to use all the extra for themselves. People that don't smoke tend to either give you more or your bags kind of be a little fatter because what the hell they gonna do with it?
Well, I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't dealing with no weed man that's a weed head ever. Because you know what, like that's just as bad as dealing with a person that don't smoke, dealing with a weed head. Because the chances they may have to go get some more, or they waiting on the man, is very high. Very high. You know. However, a smoker and a good quality smoker is going to always make sure he has quality to smoke and sell. So that's a good salesman. But he also has to. You also have to see that he can handle business. He's not stoned around the way all day. You know, like just out there like handing out anything because he's high. Yeah, so I get it.
No, my experiences was the weed man had low tolerance. So what to him got him high as fuck was like.
Yeah, so we're gonna take a poll, guys. Y'all in the joint. Let me know next week. Do you like your weed man to smoke or not to smoke? That is the question. To smoke or not to smoke? Y'all already know. At this time, y'all should be hitting that like and subscribe button if you haven't. And if you have already, make sure you hit that share button as well so that people can know that you was here and we was there and everything is everywhere. Y'all make sure y'all following us on the Boss Biz radio page because the IG, we got some interesting topics. Y'all see, she says she just now seen the day with Ruffin. You gonna post it on your story?
No, I wouldn't do that to him.
But y'all missed that 50 top list, and that was actually on the story this week. So y'all missed that.
If y'all want to see the video of the alleged exposed,
now, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. We don't. I don't think that. I don't think that Davy Ruffin would like that too much.
Yeah, I mean, it's there, but it's been an ongoing back and forth, and I just wish that these brothers come to some type of peace.
Yeah, me too.
You said nothing was off limits, so
what you got? What you got coming up, JMoney? You just dropped that album.
Yes, that Too Mad, Too Love is out right now. Make sure you go download that. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, or whatever streaming.
That's a great album, guys.
Yes. Please make sure you check it out. And you know the show's coming up, still touring, got things going on all month, every week, something new. Still filming movies. I'm out Pittsburgh, I'm out Baltimore, and I'm out Atlanta. So
nice.
On the go.
Make sure y'all follow him because JMoney Gibbs is doing a new podcast Monday mornings. He's the Monday morning man now. And that thing is really informative.
Yes, it's called They Don't Say. This is all the things that they don't say to independent artists who are working on their independency, you know what I'm saying, in terms of being an artist. So we have some people who are not artists, people who work with the labels who we talk to, and they're telling us the things they don't say to independent artists. So make sure you check us out every Monday with Siobhan Say What.
A lot of you artists don't hear you whack enough, and that's what you should start hearing. I got some new music coming out soon, y'all. So y'all know I'm working on a new album that's going to be dropping real soon. I realize it's been a year since I dropped the album, and I know that's
really trifling. But you've been dropping, what, singles?
Yeah, I've been dropping some singles, some little snippets here and there for y'all. So I got y'all. I got some new music coming. Jezabel, DaTruth, you back in America. What you got coming up?
A special guest on Pimp Game podcast. That is going to be at 8:30. So you guys just make sure y'all go ahead when you see me go live, jump on there. We'll be talking about a host of different topics. Shout out to Kenny D for having me on his show. So
hey, I can't wait to see that podcast because I'm trying to figure out which pimp game. Like, you got a strong pimp hand. We're gonna find out.
Yeah, but other than that, y'all make sure y'all always tune in to the Live 365 music playlist. Go ahead and favorite that. Also,
any new music on it? Any new music we should be looking for on it?
I need y'all to send me some new music. Like, y'all guys send me some new music. I haven't even really I get songs, like, people email me all the time. I need to go through my email and actually upload those songs. Well, I need to check them out first. And then
check them out. We need to preview a featured artist next week. I got a couple of artists in my inbox asking me for interviews. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like I told y'all, we going hard this year. Elite. If you ain't got nothing really going on, if you ain't just dropped a project, or on the road or something like that, hit me up after you've done that. You know what I'm saying? I don't really like talking to y'all when y'all tell me I can't talk about it. I got something coming up, but I can't talk about it. I'll let you know when I'm ready. I don't like y'all talking to me like that on my show. And get knowledge up before you make your interviews, man, because we talk about a plethora. I use the big SAT word, but we talk about a plethora of things on this show. If you don't know, make sure you locked in with me on Saturday on Hip Hop 95. And if you got some new music, I'm gonna check it out. I'm very picky about the music that I play on the radio because we have over 5 million listeners on that show, and I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Hey, some of y'all music is really good, and some of y'all music is really bad. But y'all know I'm playing the greatest music ever Saturday, so make sure y'all lock in with me on that. And yeah, we working on some shows coming up, so yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot of crazy stuff coming up in the next month or so. So y'all make sure y'all stay locked on that. I guess at this time, if anybody else got nothing else to say, you all should be flicking those roaches in the ashtray or flicking the ashes off them J's and getting ready to roll up another one. Because I know I am. Peace.
Bye, y'all. See y'all next week.
We out.